done such a bad job, worst president in history by far. If this horrible individual finishes the debate, which I think he will, if he's standing, they'll say it was a brilliant performance. It was a brilliant performance. They've never seen anything like it.
Gloves are off, right? That's President Trump taking some shots there at the President of the United States because now the stage is set. They are going to debate. I'll be honest with you. We had spoken about this. I didn't think there was going to be a debate, so I'm excited that there is going to be one. We'll see how it all turns out. But that was him last night in Dallas. Fired up. Seems very confident to me. Seems very comfortable on the stage. But there's going to be some challenges. I mean, I think that it's stacked against him a little bit with the two men facing off on, I think it's June 27th, and the next one will be on September 10th. That's, all bringing Election Day, I say, closer and closer.
Certainly. To break it all down, though, we're joined by senior writer for The Federalist, Benjamin Weingarten. Also joining us is president of the National Federation of Republican Women, Julie Harris. Thank you both so much for joining us today and welcome to Wake Up America Weekend. Benjamin, former President Trump has agreed to take on, to debate Biden, his campaign terms. These include, Michael, do you want to just...
Yeah, well, the one-on-one, which is fine, between Trump and Biden, no one else. No interruptions. That's a little strange. No audience. That really jumps out at me. And then, of course, the first one is going to be CNN. And Jake Tapper is, it's with Dana Bash also, but Jake Tapper is a really pretty partisan and has taken so many shots at Trump over the last several years. Do you think Biden has a little bit of a home field advantage, I guess would be the question?
Mm-hmm. I think the entire playing field is tilted towards Biden, and I think it shows the confidence in President Trump that he truly does believe in the "I'll debate you anytime, anywhere, and beat you anywhere" sort of mantra. But look, Joe Biden wants a controlled environment to the nth degree with, essentially, to your point, he's playing a home game when you consider the networks and the anchors that are likely to be hosting these debates. It's also very notable that he wants the first one, and they agreed to the first one in June, which is quite early. And granted, the voting starts earlier and earlier now every single election cycle. However, if he bombs during that June debate, maybe he doesn't appear in a later debate. And if he does well, so versus the expectations that, as President Trump noted, will be as low as humanly possible, then he may say, well, there's no reason for me to debate him then in September. So you can game it out in many different ways, but right. Joe Biden has numerous advantages, but the fact that he even needed to agree to the debates, of course, illustrates the fact that his campaign and the president feel he's in trouble, and the polls certainly indicate that.
Julie, one of the conditions, though, that Biden put forward was that it had to be one-on-one, meaning independent candidates couldn't be joining them on the stage, and that's probably because of RFK Jr. Trump had something to say about Kennedy participating, though, and that was this. Crooked Joe Biden does not want RFK Jr. in these debates because Jr. is far left of him, and they would be debating over the same territory. And he's also sharper and far more intelligent than Joe, all making for a bad combination of ingredients. Do you agree with Trump's take there?
I do agree with Trump's take. I think they should let Kennedy in the election, or in the primary, in the debate. It's early this morning. I was quite surprised, actually, that Biden agreed to debate, and I agree that having it earlier gives them the ability to do any type of damage control. Looking at the special accommodations that they had to make for Biden lets us know that he's really not up to this debate. But this needs to happen. The voters need to hear from both candidates, especially the women voters. They need to hear about the issues that affect them every day. Inflation, high price of groceries, gas, the border, high crime. They need to hear from President Trump. They need to be asked, are you better off today than you were 4 years ago? That answer will be no. And then we will hear President Trump's solution to the problem, because the Republican Party is a solution. Donald Trump is the vehicle to deliver the solution to the crisis America is facing.
Yeah, Benjamin, let me ask you, I just want to follow up on one thing here. You know, is it ironic? Is it just me, or is it legitimately ironic that the Democrat Party and Joe Biden, a big part of their campaign, my understanding, is going to come down to two major issues. We're going to have abortion on the ticket, which I get, it's a winning issue for them, and democracy. But yet they're the ones that don't want, first of all, they're the ones trying to put Donald Trump in jail. They tried to get him off the ballot so he couldn't run at all. And now they won't allow JFK Jr. to have the protection he deserves on the campaign trail or to be in the debates. Isn't that a lack of democracy? Isn't that the opposite of democracy? What am I missing here?
They saw what democracy looked like in 2016 when Donald Trump beat Hillary Clinton, and they don't want democracy anymore. But they use the word to mean something completely antithetical to what it actually means. When they say our democracy, what they mean is our power. It means the ruling class maintaining its rule over the peasants in America who shouldn't get the freedom to determine who ought to represent them and with their consent. They want democracy only insofar as it means candidates that basically have the uniparty agenda. And the reality is, to your point, the irony is thick. They want to disqualify. First, they didn't want Donald Trump on the ballots. As you noted, they want him in jail. If not in jail, they want him silenced during the proceedings. They don't want him out there actually being able to campaign. They want him bankrupted. They don't want any lawyers who will go out and protect a Republican candidate in any sort of race. And on and on. They of course, engaged in the most massive censorship regime on social media that we've ever seen under the Biden administration. So it's a total lie. They want to lock up their political opposition, chill them, silence them. And it just goes further down that rabbit hole with RFK Jr., a Democrat. They won't let a Democrat on the stage. Why? Because he might pull a decisive percentage of Democrat voters away in a handful of swing states, and that would kill Joe Biden's reelection effort. They don't care about democracy. They care about winning and retaining power.
All right, we've got about 15 seconds left, but Julie, your final thoughts.
My final thoughts is the National Federation of Republican Women are united behind President Trump. We're going to put our millions of hours to work, volunteer hours to work, getting him elected, going door to door, doing phone calling. This is a crucial election. It is the most important election of our lifetime. We hear that every year or every election, and this time it's true.
All right. Benjamin Weingarten and Julie Harris, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And up next, you watch, what are we doing up next?
It's a surprise.
We're going to surprise